Hello everyone, my name is Kasai. I am a tarot reader and I am here to provide you with some timeless collective messages. So if you have found yourself here, there might be some messages for you. However, if they do not fit, do not force them. Take only what resonates and leave the rest, okay? Alright, hopefully there's no noise distortion in this video. The last one I had my AC on and didn't realize that was going to be messing with the audio, so I have all the windows down. It's 93 degrees outside. I'm gonna try to get as much out as I can as quickly as possible before I get too hot. So let's see where we can go with this. I have a feeling that it might get a little heavy today. I could be wrong, but if you're in for the ride, buckle up, just in case. Alright, Spirit, what do we have for the collective at this time? What do we have for the collective at this time, Spirit? We have the King of Swords and the Lovers. Here we have air energy, Gemini energy. So emphasis on Gemini energy. Okay, communication, seeing both sides, understanding both stories. You're being asked here to take emotions out of the equation and look at things logically, okay? It could be that emotions are clouding your judgment, your perception of a choice, of a decision, of a relationship, of a friendship, whatever it might be for you. There's something that's needing to be looked at objectively here. Yeah, okay. Okay, so it's definitely being influenced by some sort of connection, whether romantic, platonic, familial, business, is being influenced by emotional overthinking, okay? There's a lot of rumination that's taking place. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of worries. There's a lot of what-ifs regarding the heart, okay? It's like wanting to override this energy through this energy, through loving gestures and confessions and just really wearing your heart on your sleeve. But that doesn't, that's not going to mask the Nine of Swords energy here. If this isn't coming from a stable place, it's going to come across inauthentic or disingenuous, or it's not going to sit right because it's not aligned. When you're in this state but trying to protrude this state, it's not going to work out in your best interest, right? Okay, and it's definitely regarding a relationship. So your advice here is to drop down into the body and to remove emotions. Whatever emotion you're having about a choice, a decision, a particular person, it's being muddled by idealism, by not seeing things clearly for how they are, okay? Kind of putting your own spin on things. There's something about needing to, like, they want you to be logical but not overthought, right? To look at the facts, to look at face value, to look at what is in front of you rather than what could be behind the scenes. Okay, yeah, so it's either you or another person, or both people with the Lover's card here, the Gemini energy, that are having a lot of thoughts about here, maybe compatibility or emotional expression, emotional growth, the state of emotion and the connection, the emotional compatibility, and just the emotional state in general is being assessed at this time. What else do we have here, Spirit? By one or both people. Yeah, Ace of Swords in the reverse. This overthinking that's going on is overthinking about authenticity and emotional reciprocation. is causing a blockage in clarity. Something's not clear. You don't have the bigger picture. You don't have the full picture. You don't have all the information. You're over detailing, whatever this might be. Is this upright or reversed? Upright or reversed? Okay, we have the Ace of Wands in the reverse, the Ace of Swords in the reverse. So there's been a sudden loss of motivation, or a sudden loss of motivation, a sudden loss of clarity, or there could as well be a repression of creative expression, or a repression of someone's truth here. There's a lot of anxiety about this state. It could have been sudden for you with the Ace of Wands, but it does seem like there has been there's a blockage. There's definitely an energy blockage with two aces in the reverse, okay? And it's coming from the mind. Where else is this coming from? Can we detail this? The Seven of Swords, okay. Fell sideways. So this is a state where there's self-doubt. There is imposter syndrome. There's a lack of belief in one's self-worth or in what one deserves, as well as hiding or suppressing certain things. Okay, like with this Knight of Cups, suppressing or hiding certain things to come across in a way that is more romantic or ideal, but it's inauthentic, because again, it's going to come across inauthentic, whether from you or another person. This confessions or gestures of appreciation or love are going to come across, again, inauthentic, because it's coming from an ungrounded place, and it's coming from it's like a self-serving place, it feels like it's not in a selfish way. It's out of a self-sabotage kind of way. It's out of it's wanting to walk away from, you're wanting to walk away from this discomfort that you're feeling, okay, and mask it with some sort of cheerfulness, or mask it with grand gestures or confessions or something of that sort. And yeah, Spirit's advising you to ground at this time, and to look at face value, at facts, at what is in front of you, rather than what could be behind. It doesn't even mean that it's actually there, right? This is the mind doing what ifs, coulda, shoulda, woulda, whatever. Okay, rumination. There's a lot of rumination that's taking place here on the way that emotions are being expressed from the self and or from the other. Okay, anything else, Spirit? Anything else for this message? The Six of Swords. Okay, and the Seven of Cups in the reverse. So this is asking you to come out of this state of it's like you're escaping into chaos as a form of escapism, which is very odd, because there is something of a mutual connection here that shares clarity and passion and creation and truth, but there has been some sort of sudden trigger with the Nine of Swords, some sort of self-worth trigger, or deservingness trigger, or feeling that you are who you say you are trigger, that imposter syndrome trigger. Some sort of trigger has caused an upset, a lack of clarity, a lack of motivation, very suddenly in a connection. Okay, it could be that with the King of Swords, it could be a warning to not overanalyze, right? I think that's already there with the Nine of Swords. A warning to not overanalyze, but also to not over-logicalize, where all you're doing is facts and not having any emotions tied. There's some sort of balance that needs to be struck here. Okay, we have the Six of Swords, and this is talking about moving into calmer waters. This is moving into, calmer shores. Okay, this is finding resolution, solution. This is working things out. Okay, this is not just you, this is with another. All right, this is working things out through the rough waters, through the tension, through the conflict, to get to the other side with a clearer perspective. Okay, right now there is the perspective is being blocked, and drive, it seems like, is being blocked, or passion is being blocked, and it's because there's some sort of trigger that needs to be dealt with compassionately, with understanding, okay, and in a way that it's taken with logic instead of emotion. The emotions, sure, not sure. The emotions are valid, right? It's the way that you are attaching emotion to the thinking process that is thwarting you, that is causing you to come off track, okay? That is causing you to get lost in some sort of like, it's like a chaotic daydream, basically. Okay, it's getting you really stuck in this this fog, this cloudiness, this murk. All right, your advice here is the Six of Swords and the Seven of Cups in the reverse. This is disillusionment. This is seeing what's right in front of your face, right? This is taking things at face value. You know, what is being said and what is being acted upon. The actions that are being taken outside of you need to be taking that in as facts, and then not going past that, because when you're going past that, you're creating things that don't exist. This is, you know, there's a side to the Knight of Cups that is daydreamy and naive and not grounded in the real world, okay? There could be something here as well as like mental manipulation. Be mindful of that from yourself or from other. As you experience some sort of anxiety or sleepless nights, there's a need to make sure that you are expressing this authentically and not covering it up with, you know, like, I'm fine, and grand gestures of affection or of, you know, it's to really be with the discomfort, I think, is what's being asked of you at this time, and to find resolution through disillusionment, through grounding, through taking things at face value, for seeing things for what they truly are. Yeah, and the Moon reversed, okay? Your fears, there's a lot of fear, okay? We have Scorpio energy, Pisces energy, and Gemini energy here. Yeah, the Scorpio and the Pisces, it leads to, it's like it's this chaotic daydream, and it veers towards the dark side with the Scorpio energy. It veers towards things, you know, about shared resources and sex, obsession, jealousy, and being over passionate, and these kinds of things. Okay, so this is the direction. This is like, it's the 8th house. It's a Scorpio energy that your thoughts are going into. Okay, this can be a very like a void, like a black hole that can really suck you in. That Pisces energy is what keeps you dreaming in that. Okay, Gemini is asking you to look at both sides, to look at the desires and to look at what is truly in front of you, and work towards some sort of solution with the Six of Swords that could bring those two things together instead of you know, having them opposing each other. The present and the desire for the future. Something may not be aligning with your desire, your ideal for a future, but it's because we're not in the future, we're in the present, right? You need to be staying in the present moment and getting out of your head, whatever that may be, journaling, doodling, knitting, cooking, washing dishes, whatever it is, however it is that you get out of your head, getting into your body, exercising, easiest way. Okay, whatever you need to get out of your head, whatever is beneficial for you when it comes to alleviating mental stress. This is something that needs to be done, because it is getting in the way of your decision making, of your judgment, okay, of your ability to see things clearly and your ability to make decisions clearly. Grounding is very necessary at this time so that you do not hyperfixate or overanalyze, okay? There's some sort of state of hypervigilance surrounding the emotion in a connection, whether romantic, platonic, familial, or business. There's a way of thinking, a way of processing, attaching the emotions to the mental that needs to be taken care of, okay? So I hope this video found everyone it was meant for, and until next time, guys, much love. Bye-bye.